Happy Easter, everybody, and today it kind of makes sense to actually have this show of my childhood to actually do a home media collection video on. And if you're curious, why am I holding another Thomas and Friends DVD here? That even though this is not a Thomas and Friends Home Media Collection Volume 2, the reason is because I forgot to put this in my previous video, Ultimate Christmas for the, so yeah, I kind of forgot to put this Thomas and Friends DVD in the collection because, some collectors usually have, always forget a Blu-ray or a DVD or even a VHS in their collection video they have, but they kind of forgot, and this is obviously one of them that I definitely forgot to put this in the collection. I just want to show this off. So, as much as even though Thomas and Friends would be my number one childhood to my heart, and I already did a home media collection for it, because today, on a specifically appropriate day on Easter, we're going to be doing my home media VeggieTales collection. It kind of makes sense since it's the most popular Christian animated series, and I actually did grow up a lot of this, so it's not as big as the Thomas one, but it has a lot of place that I grew up during the times of the classic era too, before DreamWorks and Netflix kind of ruined it with those spin-offs, which I haven't seen because I heard they're pretty much bad. But obviously, VeggieTales has come back with the revival of the VeggieTales show, which is a sequel to VeggieTales. I haven't seen the show itself, but I have seen the pilot episode. So, unlike the Thomas and Friends home media video, I will be going chronologically of the VeggieTales home media releases. And actually kind of starting this up, this is the only VeggieTales video I only have. And that is The Toy That Saved Christmas, a VeggieTales classic, and it actually comes with a green VHS, so kind of interesting. Like, remember when sometimes they're usually black, but it sometimes usually comes colorful? So this is the only VeggieTales video I have in my home media collection. And with all that said, let's begin with the DVDs, and this is going to be interesting. So we're going to start it with the VeggieTales classics, to the kind of the new ones, and then the kind of really, really new ones, and then like some of the specials, other compilation DVDs and movies. So, going chronologically, we begin off with Where's God When I'm Scared? God Wants Me to Forgive Them? Are You My Neighbor? Rack, Shack, and Benny, the DVD of The Toy That Saved Christmas, Very Silly Songs, a classic collection of silly songs. Basically, for those who don't know, the Silly Songs with Larry was not supposed to be a recurring thing for Big Idea. Like, it was supposed to be a one-off thing for the first VeggieTales episode, but then after when they did the second random skit for VeggieTales The Forget-O-Matic, that's when fans questioning where was the silly song, and silly songs with Larry and later on other silly songs became a big trend through VeggieTales. Josh and the Big Wall, Madame Blueberry, King George and the Ducky, Esther, the girl who became queen, the only time we would ever see the Esther character probably ever on VeggieTales, like only one appearance and that's it, because obviously since this was released in 2000, computer animation on hair wasn't really that strong when the technology was still new back then. So, Lyle the Kindling Viking, which actually this DVD actually comes with a bonus episode of their second show, 321 Penguins, specifically their first episode, Trouble on Planet, Wait Your Turn. I don't have the full all 321 Penguins episodes because that wasn't my thing, but it's very interesting. It actually came with the first episode. The Ultimate Silly Song Countdown, The Ballad of Little Joe. And for this one seems appropriate, An Easter Carol, the sequel to The Star of Christmas, which I don't have. Neither very silly songs to the end of the silliness, going back on that. But, yeah, this is definitely probably, VeggieTales fans who brought up will definitely be rewatching this as an Easter version of A Christmas Carol. A Snoodle's Tale, Sumo of the Opera, Duke and the Great Pie War, Minnesota Cuke and the Search for Samson's Hairbrush, Lord of the Beans, Sherlock Holmes and the Golden Ruler, Larry Boy and the Bad Apple. I do have the classic Larry Boy episodes, but they're in a special package. Gideon, Tuba Warrior, Mo and the Big Exit, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, Tomato Sawyer and Huckleberry Larry's Big River Rescue, Abe and the Amazing Promise, Minnesota Cuke and the Search for Noah's Umbrella, St. Nicholas, A Story of Joyful Giving, and then coming into the 2010s when they kind of renovated the countertop, Pistachio, The Little Boy That Wouldn't, Sweet Pea Beauty, A Girl After God's Own Heart. I haven't seen like any of the newer ones when they really kind of more parodied like VeggieTales and others. Like this one, It's a Meaningful Life. 'Twas the Night Before Easter. Here's another Easter special. The Little Drummer Boy. The League of Incredible Vegetables. Theme song performed by Newsboys. The Little House That Stood. Mary, Larry, and the True Light of Christmas, which even has, of course, Sir Robertson from Duck Dynasty and a song from Owl City. Celery Night Fever. And the pilot for the VeggieTales show, The Best Christmas Gift. Now coming into like some of the special packs and movies and stuff like that. And the first one is kind of like this very torn apart box set called the Bumblyburg Superhero Value Pack, which contains Larry Boy and the Fib from Outer Space, Larry Boy and the Rumor Weed, Dave and the Giant Pickle, which was the official debut of Larry Boy, and the all 4 episodes of the Cartoon Adventures of Larry Boy. It's a very interesting that this was short-lived, only with 4 episodes. I thought there was more, but it would be interesting if Big Idea does revive this show. Why not? So, if they had decided to revive VeggieTales with the VeggieTales show, why not with the Cartoon Adventures of Larry Boy? I'm not sure about 3-2-1 Penguins, though, because no one really talks about that much. Lessons from the Sock Drawer, which could be my all-time favorite VeggieTales video, because a very interesting combination of a bunch of shorts and briefs of like many interesting moments from this entire package. So, God Made You Special, which does include, of course, A Snoodle's Tale, The Gourds Must Be Crazy, Dave and the Giant Pickle, Belly Button, The Old One Veterinarian of the Alps, My Day from the Wonderful World of Entertainment, and even a little special segment called Bob's Vacation that took around Bob's house. And then I have the Heroes of the Bible trilogy, which, of course, is the first one, Lions, Shepherds, and Queens on My, which comes with Daniel and the Lion's Den, Dave and the Giant Pickle, and Esther, the girl who became queen. Volume 2, Stand Up, Stand Tall, and Stand Strong, which comes with the story of Flabberga Lou, Rack Shack at Benny, and Josh and the Big Wall. And Volume 3, A Baby, A Quest, and the Wild Wild West, which comes with the Ballad of Little Joe, Baby Sister in Denial, and Mo and the Big Exit. And then 2 VeggieTales sing-alongs, I Love My Lips, and Do the Mushu. And then, a very interesting combination DVD. First is Bob's lends a helping hand, which does include Tomato Sawyer and Huckleberry Larry's Big River Rescue, and Lyle the Kindly Viking. And then Growing Generations Kids, which comes with King George and the Donkey and Lyle the Kindly Viking. And Growing Patience Kids, which comes with Abe and the Amazing Promise and Sumo of the Opera. And then a very interesting VeggieTales Home Media release they released called VeggieTales Live Sing Yourself Silly. And then finally the VeggieTales movies. Jonah, a VeggieTales movie, which I kind of actually did enjoy. It was like an honorable mention to my top 10 childhood films. And the other movie that I actually have not seen, The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything, a VeggieTales movie, because I heard that this was bad. Like, many people consider this one of the worst things that came out of VeggieTales. And that actually kind of ends the VeggieTales Home Media Collection. Yeah, kind of a very interesting way to go with this. So, hopefully you guys did enjoy this one, and be sure to check out the reviews as they're going to be coming out pretty soon.